reactions, it seems like, to minor injuries. So I don't think that there's really any major concerns other than, I guess, on three, and I'm sure we'll talk about this too. On three put out the thing about DJ availability for week one. Maybe he'll play, maybe he won't. But even then, like, we'll talk about that later. But it's no major, I think, news this week when it comes to injuries.
So yeah, let's dive into that because I put out a tweet say, hey, what do you guys want to know? And somebody mentioned that about his questionability from week one. We've got it queued up to talk about it anyway, so we can I'll swing to that now, and then I'll bring you in on here, Cam. But so I didn't see. I saw Pete Nakos write an article. It felt like it was more just like a global article. I didn't see where it was like, hey, he's not going to play week one. I didn't gather that. Is that what they were trying to imply, that he could possibly sit out week one? Or were they coming off of the Monday conversation, the presser, where Billy just still kind of kept it open of where we were for things?
Well, I didn't read the article. I don't subscribe to On Three, and it's behind a paywall, so I could
Okay, so
not
yeah, I
read
read it.
it.
It didn't say anything about, again, it was very clickbaity. And like, I hate to say that because sometimes we get hit with it. To me, that's what clickbait is that you're implying something and they don't even address it in the comments, which they didn't. I guess they did. They did in a very vague way. For us who follow it on a 24/7 basis, it's like we've known this for a week. This wasn't new news to us. But Pete Nakos putting out on a global scale, I saw the play and I was like, okay, like they're just saying what we've already known for 2 weeks now from a global perspective, right? Because Pete Nakos, or a national perspective, I should say. It didn't say that he wasn't going to play, but that's how it read. The title did, is that week one was up in question, which was never stated at all. It was simply what you were there on Monday. Billy didn't allude to that at all.
No, so and shout out Edgar Thompson for asking that question. Just straight up asking him, like,
Yeah.
if Florida had a game on Saturday, would he play? And credit to Billy too. And this is kind of the ultimate Billy moment because he does not talk about injuries. He said, "Well, we don't play a game on Saturday." So it's just kind of that. We'll keep asking about it because it's a starting quarterback for the University of Florida. You kind of have to. But Billy's again kind of reiterating that they're not concerned about week one with him. If he's available to play, which all signs point to yes, they expect him to be healthy. And again, week one is Long Island, so even if he plays, it's not like they're going to call all of these QB plays. They're going to rely on the run. They're going to look to just get the ball out quickly to their playmakers. Let Jaden Baugh and Jacoby Jackson carry the workload. Let the trenches win, blow out the Sharks week one, and then go into week two against USF. But they're not concerned about it. And again, I think I even said this talking to you guys before. If DJ has to miss Long Island, it's a big deal in the sense that, yes, he's missing game reps, but it's not like he's playing Utah or Miami to open the season, right? It's kind of Florida gets a little bit of an extension to ease him into things and get him ready because week three against LSU is going to be the big one. Week one and week two home games against non-power four opponents. Long Island, that's your kind of your cupcake game. USF may be a little bit more difficult. USF always seems to give Florida just some kind of troubles in the last couple times that they've played. The Florida's not raising any concerns, and it doesn't seem like they have any about DJ's availability in the early part of the season. Either he plays against Long Island, but he's still not going to do much because they're not going to need him to do much in that game. Or he doesn't play against Long Island, and it's the Aiden Warner, Harrison Bailey, and Tramel Jones show, and they just run the ball with Baugh and Jackson. They let Eugene Wilson do his thing. They Aiden Mizell. Maybe they take some shots down the field with him. It's just kind of one of those games where I don't know if there's going to be a lot to take away from it, whether DJ plays or not, because of who the opponent is.
We've talked about a little bit too, the expectations for that Long Island game. And again, we want to see him. The fans are chomping at the bits. I know that's what we want. We want to see him go out there. But again, even if he was healthy, ideally you wouldn't see him very long anyways. I said, look, my expectation isn't for the ones to go out there and dominate. It's for this team to go out there and dominate. Regardless of who's on the field, we should be at an elite level compared to Long Island. And nobody no matter who you plug into this thing should be able to steamroll them. And this kind of sparked the conversation is, look, how long can they get through this of just protecting DJ Lagway, keeping him in this little shell here? And can this team kind of go through it? Josh Pate spoke to this a little bit, and I've been talking about this as well. And again, I understand my perspective as the Disney Gator, the optimistic of the situation, but where the and a lot of people are asking, why is Florida so rated so high, right? Why do people have in the top 15 in the AP poll? It's not just because of DJ Lagway. He's a huge component of it. I understand that, but it's the pieces that surround him is what makes his team as highly rated as it is. And we're going to look at this a little bit later on, but Keith Napier wrote an article about who voted and where they voted they should be. Someone had Florida at number 6. That to me is what DJ brings. If DJ was 100%, I think that Florida probably would have cracked the top 10. If there was no health issues or concerns at all this offseason, the conversation's much different for this Florida team going into it. But everything that surrounds it, and Pate was talking how Florida can go to that LSU game. And I'm not saying that DJ can't play that game, because that's not what I want. But do you need DJ to be at a full rocking and rolling for that game for you to win that game? No. I think you could definitely, with what you have, a great defense, a great run game, and a quarterback that just stays in the pocket, knocks down a few plays, can grind one out against LSU. And that's where I've been trying to speak to this whole time, where this team excites me. I get where people are like, the roof is going to be on fire if DJ doesn't play. The team is just complete ass. Look, we're going to talk about the gauntlet. We're going to just look at it from a visual perspective. That 4-week span, 5-week span. Yeah, we need DJ Lagway. There's no question there. But I think this team has way more components and pieces to get through a lot more games than I think we want to give it credit for. I get the reason for reserves, and you still got to go out there and play and coach it. I understand all those things, but I like where things are at. Dave? When do you want to tell me he's muted, Cam? You're still. I think it's an eCam issue, Dave, because it says you're still muted. Hop out and come back in. We should have just sat here the whole time and just like nodded. But no, I totally agree, Dave.
New Heights doesn't have this issue. You see why they have millions of people watching their show.
This is true.
They don't have these tech issues that you have.
Yeah, but we have Cam Parker, right? Like, I know they've got Taylor Swift, but we've got Cam Parker and Rufus.
Taylor Swift's mustache is not nearly as good as mine, I'll say.
I'm going to let you finish, Dave, but we've got Cam Parker. Okay? So, look, and I know people hate when I say this, because Q Lee's like, well, you need healthy DJ. Look, I'm not saying that DJ should play the game. I said that. Do I think DJ has to be out there? And healthy and playing on 100% or playing 100% are two different things. I think healthy, I mean, like, yes, he'll be fine. But do I need DJ to be the best thing since sliced bread against LSU? No, I don't believe that he does. Here's the other part of it, too. And I've seen the comments of, like, I'm not buying the hype. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid this year. And I kind of, asked myself, I was like, look, man, this is kind of just par for the course. This part of the year, you look around, the excitement is through the roof for a lot of teams. Oklahoma's very excited right now. FSU's having a little bit of turmoil, but Tennessee has, I think they figure out their quarterback situation. It seems to be like it's going to be Joey Aguilar. Alabama figure out their quarterback situation. A lot of people were excited about them. Here's the truth. Out of all the excitement, there's going to be more wrong than there are right. That's just a matter of a fact. And that's the hard part of it, right? I mean, we talk about it, we get excited about it, but ultimately someone's going to be disappointed. That's the name of the game. There's more losers than there are winners in this game. And that was kind of what we're foreshadowing a little bit of what Gator Dave's tweet was. What were you going to say, Dave, while you were muted?
Can you hear me now?
We can now.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, I was just going to say, you could probably throw Aiden Warner and the third string guys out there. It wouldn't really matter what team you put out there against Long Island. I don't think a bunch of like people from New Jersey playing football is going to overtake a team that consistently plays football in the state of Florida. But like from a fan standpoint, I guess that like, you read some of the tea leaves out there. Of course, we all know a little bit more about all the situation and all that stuff. But like a lot of the fans are like, why isn't Lagway playing the first game? Is something up? Is there something we need to know about? I mean, I've seen that on X. From everything I've known and from what I've heard, nothing is up. But like, and I guess they're just taking extra precaution because that's what Billy Napier does. But who knows? He could play week 1. We could see him in the first snap. But I just think that like, I mean, what's it going to hurt if he goes out there for a couple drives, 2 or 3, scores, puts up 14, 21, and then just sits? Like, I don't get that part. I mean, like, he's already missed all of spring camp. He's missed some of fall camp, not all of it, but some of fall camp. I mean, he's going to need the reps. Like, I know he played last year, so that's a good sign that that you have him in that environment and in that college environment, and you're giving him that experience. But at the same time, you know, he needs as much reps as he can get with these guys and these receivers and all that. And if you're taking that away from him, or you're limiting that before the season even starts, before week 3, week 4, and the whole schedule comes, like that could be a little bit detrimental. He needs those reps, but at the same time, if you feel comfortable with him not taking those reps, sitting him for week 1, I'm not the head coach, go ahead and do it. But I just think I don't know. I think it's kind of a bummer you're not going to have him out there for week 1.
If he was
it happens.
100% healthy walking into week 1, like with all the issues, but week 1, I believe that we will see him play week 1. I don't think we were ever going to see him play a lot week 1, regardless of this situation that is occurring here. The other side of this that nobody's talking about is if he runs out there and pulls something, Billy's head's just as much on a
Right.
on the chair than anything else. Of why did you do it? Why did you put him out there? So
Yeah.
that's the battle that he has to face. Let's call it what it is. We'll be the first to stake his ass if that is the case. So he's got to make the right decision. DJ Lagway does not determine a W from that week. And let's be quite honest with you, him running against the twos on scrimmage on Saturday is probably much more effective than going up against LIU on Saturday. I think playing USF is a much more game-ready type of game than going up against LIU.
Yep.
Go look at all the other teams. UNLV, which I'm super excited about, they play week 0. That game I'm going to be tuned into. See how they manage that game, how the starters manage that. I'm sure they'll be taken out very early. Cam, what we say?
Well, yeah, that's what I was also kind of talking about earlier is that, if DJ plays week 1, which again, I'm not going to hit the panic button. I believe he's going to play week 1. You don't want him out there for the third quarter. And don't expect Florida to run all these QB run plays or these QB based stuff. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if the opening drive against Long Island, they run the ball every single play.
Yep.
Like, that's just like, it wouldn't surprise me if DJ Lagway throws less than 13 or less than 15 passes week 1. Like, that's not Florida's identity isn't passing the ball anyways. It's always been running the ball, whether with Mertz, Richardson, and even with DJ when he took over. They've always been we want to establish the run first and establish the run second, and then we'll get it to our playmakers in the air in the third. So it wouldn't surprise me if DJ he's not going to be the reason that they beat Long Island.